Good morning, children. A very happy New Year morning to you all. We welcome 2022 and we hope lot of good health and we hope our lives get to normal. We all come back to school, enjoy with our friends, enjoy our regular education. But still, till then, the education has to go on. So let's start with our video for today. That is, this video is based on the doubts that you all had put forth before the vacations to me. And so I am recording this video as per those doubts. Now, this particular video is on chapter decimals, and on chapter decimals, whatever doubt you all had put forth, I'm trying to clear in this particular video. So it was on multiplication of decimals. The first topic that children were asking me was multiplication of decimals. Okay. Now, multiplication of decimals is very simple. The first steps you should know and remember, as I had told in while explaining actually the topic, that first multiply without considering the decimal points. As you're multiplying your whole numbers, count the total number of places to the right of the decimal point in both factors. Children, you always have to remember decimal के बाद के number of places. ठीक है? Decimal के पहले तो सब whole numbers होते हैं. Decimal के बाद वाले जो digits होते हैं वो decimal numbers होते हैं. So you have to count the total number of places to the right. Raise your right hand up, right off the decimal point in both the factors that you're multiplying. To place the decimal point in the product, start at its right and move towards the left the same number of places. To place the decimal point in the product, start at its right end and move to the left the same number of places. Always raise your right hand, and then move your left hand. So that means you are going to move in that direction. Look at one example, that is multiplying the decimals. Multiply like whole numbers. So if I have 2.34 and if I have 1.2, these are the two factors that I have to multiply. I will consider them as regular whole numbers, that is 234 and 12. Count the decimal places in the problem. Now, when we are counting the decimal places towards the right, as I said, raise your right hand. Okay, तो जो decimal के बाद में जो होता है उसको count करना पड़ता है. And then, so basically here it is 2 and here it is 1. Okay, so while putting the decimal number, you are going to move from right to left. While putting the decimal point, you're going to move from right to left. So तीन decimals हैं 1, 2 and 3, and here you put your decimal point. So I hope you understood this. You have to remember these, multiply like whole numbers, count the decimal places, put the same number of places behind the decimal in the product. The simple version. I'm sorry. Now the next topic that children had asked me, that is multiplying by multiples of tens. That is multiplying by 10, 100 and 1000. So by multiplying decimals by 10. So when I have to multiply with 10, move the decimal place one place to the right. जब आप 10 के साथ multiply कर रहे हो, move the decimal place towards the right hand. Again, raise your right hand up. Right now also when I'm telling you, please raise your right hand up. So आपका decimal will move towards right. 3.14 will actually become 31.4. 3.14 will actually become 31.4. You have to remember, when I multiply two numbers, the factors are always smaller than the product. I get a bigger number after multiplication. That means when I'm multiplying 3.14 with 10, I'm multiplying it 10 times. I'm increasing its value by 10 times. So I am going to get a bigger number. That is, I am going to get 31.4. Okay, it's a bigger number. So I'm going to get a bigger whole number. Multiplying the decimals, move the decimal to right. The number of zeros is equal to number of places you move. Number of zeros is equals to number of places you move. 87.6 into 100. In 100, there are two zeros. That means you're going to raise the value when you're multiplying, raise the value 100 times. So 87.6 is actually going to become 8760. That means 8,760. It's going to become 8,760. 87.6 value is going to be raised 100 times more, and it's going to become 88,760, because you are going to move two decimal places towards the right. If I multiply 0.005 by 1,000, okay, 5 is actually at hundreds place. Sorry, 5 is at hundreds place, and you are multiplying it by 1,000. So you are going to raise its value. That means you're going to move more towards the whole number. So that means you're going to move three decimal places, and it's going to become 5 whole number. On multiplying a decimal by 10, we shift the decimal point to the right by one place. On multiplying a decimal by 100, we shift the decimal point to the right by two places. On multiplying a decimal by 1,000, we shift the decimal point to the right by three places. How it works, children? 3.45 मल्टीप्लाई एज होल नंबर्स. 345 को 10 के साथ आप मल्टीप्लाई कर लीजिए. अगर आप जो नॉर्मल हमने ये रूल पढ़ा था मल्टीप्लिकेशन ऑफ डेसिमल्स, काउंट द डेसिमल प्लेसेस, 2 डेसिमल प्लेसेस है, एंड पुट द डेसिमल प्लेसेस. अगर 345 को 10 के साथ मल्टीप्लाई करते हैं तो वी गेट 3,450. Now count the number of decimal places. The number of decimal places is 2. So in the answer, you're going to put the decimal places before two digits. So I get 34.5. This is also one method you can follow. Either you count the number of zeros and move towards the right, or you multiply them as whole numbers and then put the number of decimal places as per the number of decimals in the factors. So it's your choice. It's completely very easy. You can stop the video. You can just quickly 0.7 into 10, 1.3 into 100, 76.3 into 1,000. Now, the third query that was put forth to me was rounding off the decimals. Rounding off the decimals. Now, before rounding off the decimals, let's look at the basics here. How does the place value chart of decimals work? 319.478. अब डेसिमल कैसे रीड करना है ये मैं आपको नहीं सिखाऊंगी. This has been taught to you. But you know that the numbers that are before the decimals are whole numbers, and the numbers that are post decimals are actually the fractions. So 319 में 9 is at ones place. 1 tens is at 1 is at tens place and 3 is at hundreds place. 478 में 8 is at thousands, 7 is at hundreds, and 4 is at tens. Values get multiplied by 10 and they start getting larger. If I move towards right, values get decreased by 10 values. So this is how the decimals work. So that was just a recapitulation. Now, if I want to round off 4.67, firstly, you should remember its place values. 7 is at hundreds place, 6 is at tens place, and 4 is at not zero, that is ones place, because it's the round off. Now, to convert a decimal number, to round off a decimal number, look at the 10th value. Please look at my steps carefully. Look at the 10th value. Okay, the 10th value. Now, the 10th value is what? 6. Compare 6 with 5. Is it greater than 5? Yes, it's greater than 5. Increase the value of ones by +1. Increase the value of ones. ये है आपका ones. ये है आपका ones. Increase the value of ones by +1. So 4 becomes 5 and the new value is 5.0, or you can also call it as 5. थोड़ा सा complicated लग सकता है आपको, because see children, what happens when you grow up, actually 4.67 को जब हम राउंड ऑफ करेंगे हम उसका न्यू डेसिमल वैल्यू निकालेंगे, बट अभी आप 5th स्टैंडर्ड में हैं तो हमको डेसिमल वैल्यू को राउंड ऑफ करके होल नंबर पर लाना है. रिमेंबर one thing in your mind has to be clear, that they have given you a decimal value, you have to round it off by some comparison and you have to bring it to a whole number. सबसे पहला point you keep it in mind. ठीक है, अभी आप कैसा होता है, आप होल नंबर को राउंड ऑफ करके होल नंबर पे लेके जा रहे थे प्रीवियस चैप्टर्स इन 4th स्टैंडर्ड एंड 5th स्टैंडर्ड, and but now you are looking at the decimal value and you're going to round it off to a whole number. First thing, बहुत simple अपने दिमाग में ये कर लीजिए. Now to do that, you really don't have to look at the whole number, or you really don't have to look at any other decimal point. You just have to keep an eye. You just have to keep an eye on the 10th value. No matter how many decimal numbers are there, no matter how many decimal, यहाँ पर 6, 7, 8 भी हो सकता था, यहाँ पर 6, 7, 8, 1 भी हो सकता था, पर आपको सिर्फ 10th वैल्यू पे ध्यान देना है. वहां पर जो नंबर है, you have to compare it with 5. If it is greater than 5, equal to or greater than 5, you increase the value of this by +1. Okay, so it is 4, it becomes 5 now, and the remaining becomes 0. जो 6, 7 है वो zeros हो जाते हैं, basically 5.00 हो जाता है, which can be written as 5. Okay, I'll show you one more example. 2.876. See, there are 3 decimal places, but I am not bothered really. I'm just going to look at the 10th place, that is 8, which is greater than 5. Yes, it is greater than 5, and my new whole number is going to be 3, because I'm to this 2, I'm adding 1, it becomes 3. Let's look at one more. 3.52 1.27. Nothing, no worries. Look at this 10th value. It is equal to 5. Add 1 to this 3, it becomes 4. Yes, it becomes 4 whole number. This 2 is less than 5, so nothing is going to change here. It's going to remain as it is, that is 1. 4 plus 1 is equals to 5. I'm just showing you the addition by rounding it off. One exercise is there where you first have to round out the decimal numbers and then you have to add them. So this is how it works. It's not very appropriate, but right now this is the method you have to follow. Okay, no issues. 0.81. So nothing to worry. Just look at the 10th value. 8, it's greater than 5. So this 0 may you add 1. So it becomes 1. 3 is not greater than equal to 5. So nothing is going to happen to this 5. It will remain as it is. Then you do the arithmetic operation of addition to it. Subtraction भी बोल सकते हैं, multiplication भी बोल सकते हैं. So you have to follow it accordingly. But rounding off has to be done in this way. Now, the okay, so as I said, 0.81 becomes 1. Now, sorry, 5.38, it remains as 5 because this 3 is not greater than or equal to 5. So I hope children, it's clear, this concept is clear to you. And there are few more topics that you'll have asked me to discuss in the decimal chapter, which I will share in the next video, but also I will be doing it during the live session. So I request you all to please be very regular with the live sessions, which we will be doing in the class and with you, so that you all don't डबल रिविजन हो जाएगा आप वीडियो में भी देख लेंगे and plus during the live sessions also you will be doing with us. So please children, please be there for the live session, plus follow the videos and revise well. I do have the complete list of doubts that you'll have and I will be sharing it with you all, don't worry. So next topic that will be coming up in decimals is ordering and comparing of the decimal numbers. But right now I'm stopping my video here and I'll look forward with you all during the live sessions. Thank you children. Have a good day.